Are you ready to learn how to attract women like the bad boys do? Hi there, men's dating coach Harry Wilmington here, founder of IntrovertDatingSuccess.com, and today you'll learn 5 character traits bad boys and jerks use to build strong attractions to women that are actually positive things you can do without being someone you're not. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when a new daily episode is available. Also, check out the links in the description to download my free ebook, Texting Like a Boss, and to show your support by clicking on the tip jar link, both of which can be found at the website as well. And now, let's check out that clip. So, we're going to go ahead and get into the topic, which is 5 ways to date like a bad boy. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think a lot of guys out there that are nice have this misunderstanding of what women find so attractive about bad boys. They think that a guy that disrespects people and is out there trying to hurt girls is something that women are clamoring for. But the reality is there are certain traits that these bad boys and jerks have that women instinctually find attractive. And so there's ways that you can show these types of traits without having to go the route of being an evil bad guy who's going to do harm to her. Because these traits are inherently things that A, show off masculinity and also allure women to be attracted to them for a wide variety of reasons. And so I'm going to give you 5 reasons today, and understand this is going to be an ongoing series. So every so often, I'll put up a list of 5 other ways that you can date like a bad boy. So you'll start to kind of know the traits that you can inherit and use to your advantage while still being a nice, respectful guy. So the first way to date like a bad boy is to, number 1, do not, under any circumstance, put any woman you date on a pedestal. Bad boys are great at this. They have the mind state of abundance, meaning that they know that they can get any woman they want. And by default, because they have that mindset, they don't put any women on a major pedestal. Now you might think to yourself, well, Harry, why is that a bad thing? Because won't I want to date a woman that wants me to see her as the end all be all of my life? And the answer is kind of, but not really. Because women do want you to ideally respect them and are hoping that they're the only girl that currently has your attention. But also, women want a guy that is wanted by other women. And so when you put her on a high pedestal, for one, it shows that you are not confident enough in yourself to have other options. More importantly, it also does this thing whereby you're basically putting her at a level that you feel is higher than you. So when you see her higher than you in status, it means there are other traits that you are not able to give off. For example, most women do not want to be the head of a relationship. They want to be able to see the guy that they're with lead and follow his lead and recognize that by doing that, he's going to be looking out for her in her best interest. So when you put her on a pedestal, you're basically saying, I see you as better than me and I want you to lead. And most women, because they don't want to lead, will typically not be attracted to that kind of guy. So you want to have an even mindset. You want to have the mindset of abundance. You want to be able to be the guy that says, this woman that I'm with right now or that I'm trying to go after is a good option, but I know if this doesn't work out, there are other options out there. And when you give off that kind of energy, it actually helps her to want to be with you more because you're not putting so much pressure on her to have to make a thing work. And you're not showing off desperation. You're not showing off neediness. These are characteristics and qualities that women do not find attractive. And so when you don't show those, then they're going to like you more. And this is something that bad boys and jerks have figured out early on. The second way to date like a bad boy or jerk is to treat the woman like your bratty little sister. Now, I don't mean that in the sense that you want to like overtly insult her or treat her mean because, bratty little sisters tend to be treated pretty poorly. But it's saying in the sense that with your little sister, obviously you're not trying to get with her. So that means you're being your full self. You're being the jokey guy. You're being a guy that can be kind of sarcastic and be playful and be witty. And when she tries to bring things to your attention that, she might start playfully trying to cry like, you hurt my feelings. You take it as not a big deal. Like, yeah, whatever, leave it, get over there. You'll get over it. You'll be fine. And this kind of playful, joyful attitude is what a lot of nice guys are lacking. A lot of nice guys, because they hear all this stuff about how women want to have conversations and want to talk about the relationship and yada, 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 they start getting into these very deep topics and things early on that for a woman that's just meeting you, she's not ready to have those conversations. Now, as an introvert, you should already not want to really have those deep conversations with somebody that you don't know anyway. But somehow, we meet women, and the first thing we think is we got to have conversations, and I got to get deep with her, and I got to figure out what she likes, and I got to be really serious with her. But women want a guy that can be playful and just have a good time with them. And that's what so-called bad boys and jerks are all about. They're not really trying to get serious. They're just trying to have a good time, maybe drink, maybe go out and just have some fun, have a few flings, whatever. But their whole life is generally about, at least in the, attraction stages of things, their life is about trying to show this girl that if she's around, great, but if not, no big deal. But I'm going to have fun with her and play with her. And you know what? I think I'm a little bit better than her, so I'm going to just, talk to her how I want to, and she's going to deal with it. And that attitude, that boldness is actually very, very attractive to most women. Now, they tend to fall off the rails later when they keep treating her like a bratty little sister, to the point where they go on to insult her and do other things that are not helpful to a relationship, I'll say. But in terms of the actual attraction phase of things, this is where you need to be, okay? So don't be trying to get uber serious with a girl by date number 2 and trying to delve into her past or what her parents went through or her lifestyle and all sorts of stuff. Like, for those first few dates, it really should just be light and funny, and you should be able to have playful banter with her. And that means treating her like your bratty little sister. The third way to date like a bad boy is do not let her know your every move. I cannot begin to tell you guys how many of you out there are constantly trying to be in the woman's face or trying to talk to her every single day and trying to already tell her every single thing that you've been doing with the course of your day. I did a video about this called 17 Reasons Women Like Mysterious Men, and it goes into a lot of those things, talking about the fact that part of the fun for them is not knowing everything about you. It's like they might have the need to want to know everything about you, but actually fulfilling that need is not going to help you, okay? The desire to want to know more is better than actually knowing more. So you might want to do a thing, for example, like take her on a date, and then you don't call for a few days, and when she asks what you've been up to, don't give her the whole story. Like, you're not in a relationship with her yet. This is still just the building attraction phase. But when you do that, it's going to make her want to work harder to be able to, A, be in your life more, but also know more about what you're doing when she's not around, okay? And again, bad boys are great at that because they're just like, I can do what I want to do, and I don't need a woman monitoring me. And a lot of times, women will start asking those questions to see if you're going to allow her to monitor you. And you're thinking it's a great thing, like, oh, just let her know where I'm at all the time or whatever. But realistically, again, the more they know about you early on, the less it actually helps you to be able to attract them in a more stronger way. So this is not saying you need to lie to women. This is not saying you need to be doing distrusting things, but just know you are your own man. And until you're in a relationship as such, you can do what you want when you want without her having to know what that is. And it's fine to have that stance. And surprisingly, women might be annoyed by it, but that does not take away their attraction for you. And I think a lot of times nice guys mistake a woman being annoyed with her losing interest. A woman might just be annoyed because she's not quite getting what she wants, but it just makes her want to fight that much more with the guy that she's with to be able to get to that point, which ends up keeping her around longer, which most nice guys haven't figured out yet. The fourth way to date like a bad boy is to make bold physical moves. Some of you guys out there, you actually have a shot with a woman, but you're kind of held back. You're thinking to yourself, well, I want to kiss her. I want to go to bed with her, but you know what? She's not coming towards me to do that, so I'm not going to do anything. And you actually lose out on women that way because there's a level of this where women still want to feel desired and wanted by the men that are coming after them. And so you might think to yourself, let's say you're on a second date, you might think that you want to kiss her, but you're feeling like she might not be there yet, or I need to be more patient with this. Or so many guys will say oh, she's like a Christian girl, or oh, she's a very nice girl, so I don't want to make moves and I don't want to appear like those other guys that are just using her for sex. Well, guess what? Those other guys are making bold moves and getting sex because women actually do want sex from a guy they're attracted to. And one of the ways you build that attraction is showing that you're a bold man that goes after what he wants. And that sometimes means making moves in the moment whereby you're not completely sure how she's going to react, but you just go for it. And when I go on second and third dates, there's still a part of me that's like, well, I know this is the date where I need to go in for the kiss, and I'm nervous about it. She hasn't shown any signals that she's even ready for that. But you know what? If we're trying to have a dating situation and a relationship eventually, then one of us has got to break that barrier of physical intimacy in terms of the kissing and stuff. And most likely than not, she's not going to do it. And so I've had times where I just boldly go in for the kiss and it works out wonderfully and she enjoys it. There have been times where I go in for the kiss and I get the cheek and it's like, ugh. And then interestingly, there have been times where I'll go in for the kiss and I'll get the kiss and then say the next time I see her or talk to her, she'll say, hey, just so you know, I really like you, but I'm not quite ready for the whole kissing thing. And I'm like, okay, I understand. But the fact that she even let me have the kiss means that she still wanted to know on some level that I desired her, even if she wasn't ready for the full force of physical intimacy. And then those same girls later on, like say, I kiss her on date 1 or 2, and she's like, hey, I'm not quite there yet. Okay, fine, whatever. But she still let the kiss happen. Then I'll go out on the next couple of dates, and maybe a kiss will happen, maybe it won't. But then eventually that it'll come to where she'll start throwing signals out that now she's ready for the kiss. And then we kiss, and then we go on and do whatever. So understand, you can't get punished for making a move. If you make a move and she gives you the cheek or whatever, it means either she's not ready or she's not interested, and she saved you time. You can decide to move on to somebody else or wait until she is ready. But if you do go on for a move and she accepts the kiss, then you win because now you've kissed her. You know that she likes you. You can continue on forth. So either way, it's not a bad move to make those bold moves. Same thing when it comes to going to the bed. Like you might think, okay, we've kissed, but I'm sitting next to her on the couch and she's invited me over, but I'm just sitting there and I'm wanting to make those moves, but I don't know what to do. Should I do it or not? And you have to look at scenarios and read them. If a woman's inviting you over to her place after dates 4 or 5, and she's saying, hey, you want to come over and watch a movie and eat some food, that's typically code for, I want to do some stuff. But even then, she's going to hope that you recognize that that's a signal. That means it's okay for you to make a move towards her that's indicative of doing some physical stuff in the bedroom. And if you're not aware of that, then you're going to lose out, because bad boys will be doing that from like the first moment they meet the girl. They'll be trying to flirt with her, they'll be trying to touch her, they'll be trying to do whatever. And some will be so bold as to actually, upon that first meeting her, without even it being a date, going for the kiss. And I've done this and had great results. So you really have to get out of your mind that, oh, I'm going to offend this woman if I try to kiss her. Women like to kiss also. And a woman that finds you marginally attractive, at the very least, will let you kiss her and say, hey, let's slow it down a bit, but she'll let it happen. But either way, and you always read the room. If she's saying no, you want to stop. But if you're going towards her and she's not stopping you from doing that, then that's a good thing. But you have to get in your head that it's you as the guy have to make that move. If you don't, you're going to lose out to these bad boys and jerks that are just like, I'm going to kiss her because I want to. And they're getting the action and you're not. So just food for thought. And then the 5th way to date like a bad boy is be willing to say the word no. So many nice guys get requests from women to do certain things, whether it's like, be their therapist or help them move some furniture or whatever. And these are women that they're not dating but have crushes on. And you have to understand that I have this rule for myself whereby unless I'm willingly doing certain things upon my own will, if I'm getting a request from a woman that feels like it's more of a boyfriend type request, I just say no to it. Like if I have a friend of mine that's girl's like, hey, come over and fix this thing or do this thing, and I'm having a crush on her, I'll be like, I'm not doing that. Because that's not going to win me any brownie points, okay? But the same is true for girls that you're dating, because women that are dating you will still test you to see what you're made of and test you to see if they can get you to do certain things outside of your norm. Perfect example. I have a friend of mine who does not like to hold purses. He feels as though it's very demasculating, and he's just not a fan. So when he dates girls, there might be a girl that says to him, hey, can you hold my purse while I'm at the store? And that is a situation where a lot of guys would be like, oh, sure, no problem, I'm going to do whatever. But if you're a guy that feels some kind of way about that, then it's perfectly fine for you to say, you know what, I don't hold purses. Like, I know it's a dumb thing. It's probably like some sexy thing or whatever, but I don't feel like a man when I carry a purse, so I'm not going to do it. And women will throw tests out just like that to test your manhood to see how masculine you are. And a lot of you guys are failing this test because you're thinking, well, if I just say yes, it's no big deal, or I'll say, yes to whatever, or if she needs me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll just go over there and be there and it's no big deal. But these are big deals. For one, it lets her know that she can walk all over you. 2, it's not allowing you to set any boundaries. And the great thing about bad boys, for better or for worse, is even if the woman doesn't like it, they know he has boundaries. Hey, you're not going to talk to me like that. Hey, I'm not going to do this activity. If you don't like it, we'll suck it up. And they might say it in a meaner tone, but in terms of how the woman feels about it, she can feel that masculine energy of, I'm trying to be a man and I don't want to do this thing. Or I'm not interested in doing this particular thing and you can't make me do it. And a woman will have more respect for you if you're willing to put your foot down and say no about the things that you genuinely do not like than a person that just goes along with it. Because you're thinking that's going to be a nice thing to do. And those kind of niceties do not build attraction. They only make a woman realize that you are not a stand-up masculine guy that she's going to be able to depend on, and she's not going to stick around. So if you're able to legitimately say no to things that you don't like when she requests them, then you're going to find that women will actually respond positively to that. Maybe not in the moment. Maybe in the moment, again, she might be annoyed in the moment. She might think, well, I want him to do this thing and he didn't, blah, 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 blah. But ultimately, she'll respect you for the very least stepping up and standing up for what you believe in and your boundaries. So just the 5 things to recap here, 5 ways to date like a bad boy. Number 1, do not put women on a pedestal. Number 2, treat her more like your bratty little sister in the beginning during the attraction phase. Number 3, do not feel obligated to tell her your every single move. Number 4, make bolder physical moves. Go for that kiss, go for that hookup. It can only help you, and you'll probably be surprised at how many women actually say yes to your advances. And 5, be willing to tell her no to things that you either do not agree with or do not want to do. If you start with these 5 things, you're going to have a leg up on the majority of guys out there that are being nice guys and that are just bowing down to whatever she wants, okay? Because what she really wants is a guy that is a masculine guy that's going to stand up for what he believes in his principles and is going to be able to be his own man. And you can be that man if you start with these 5 things. And of course, I'll do another show later on where I talk about 5 more things that you can do, but this should get you started. Now that you've heard from me, I'd like to hear from you. Which of these character traits do you think will help you the most? If you're watching on YouTube, leave your comments below or write me at harrywilmington@gmail.com. Are you ready to learn killer icebreakers that attract women on dating apps? Go to introvertdatingsuccess.com right now to watch my free video training, How to Get Attractive, Feminine, Emotionally Stable Women Dying to Respond to Your First Messages on Dating Apps without using sleazy pickup lines, which will give you key secrets to sparking attraction and conversations with women online the smart way. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment on this video, and catch new episodes 7 days a week on YouTube and anywhere else podcasts can be streamed. In the meantime, check out some of the other awesome episodes on this page so you can better learn how to attract women and still get your precious alone time. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.